I can't hear you again.
Yes, you can. I just
can
wasn't talking.
Wow, now you're too loud. Now you're too loud.
I brought the mic closer.
I know, and I know.
You want me to push it away?
Yeah, it wasn't this good before. Now it's excellent.
Is it perfect?
Couldn't be more perfect.
Yes.
Good God, that's so loud.
I told you it's better than ever.
Are you done with that?
Yeah, I'll be done until the end.
All right,
or until we need some levity in the middle of this.
Just give me some warning, so I can
well,
turn
you'll see
my
me
headset
go in.
down. Okay, I'll see you go in for the kill. Jen got a new mic.
I did, thanks to our Lord and Savior, President Trump, and his generous donation of $1,200 to every American citizen.
Watch your mouth. Go wash your mouth out with Tabasco.
I couldn't even finish that sentence without laughing.
You want to tell us about your new mic?
It's I don't know. It's just a cheap mic.
It's a Yeti, right?
It's a blue Yeti mic.
Yeti.
I got it in slate gray.
It is a sexy looking gray.
I really wanted, they had one that was maroon that looked really cool, but that one was like back ordered until the middle of May.
Sure.
So this was like my second choice.
Back when I worked at the good old Best Buy, I learned a lot about these mics, and I really liked, they had a limited edition like slate matte black one, and it was
They have that one again. They have that on Amazon again. It comes with a video game.
What game?
I don't know. I didn't look into it because it's coming with a video game again, but it was also not predicted to like ship until mid-May. I really liked that one too, but this one came sooner.
So their limited edition is fake.
Yeah.
Can you hear my cat?
I can. What does he want? Is it dinner time?
No, he just free eats. Food's always there for him. I do not know what's going on out there.
Clearly something really important.
Is he okay? What do you got? Oh, are you giving him wet food? Okay, yeah, we can hear. Okay. Yeah, I usually only give him half the can. Okay. In the fridge. Yeah, he got some wet food. He got a treat because he thought a can of beans were the wet food, and Mara felt bad, so she gave him some wet food. So that's what
our cats do that all the time.
Wet food? Wet food?
Yeah. Anytime a can has that pop open tab, they're running to the kitchen. Yeah. They could be in a dead sleep, and the minute they hear that can pop. And then I feel bad because it's not for them.
Yep, that's what just happened. And then they got some wet food, or he did.
We don't always have wet food though.
I'm not going to say it. Well, I guess we got some wet food for the little kitty that we were going to keep. That was a stray.
Yeah.
So I figured it's okay
we had
to
a
say
lot
that,
of
because it's about to be somber anyway. So
true. We had a lot of wet food after anytime Zappa's UTI thing acts up, we buy wet food.
Well, that's nice. He deserves it.
Yeah. And now we bought them a box of the broths. Because I figure that's just more economical than just buying the single packages.
It's decadent. They love the broths.
They don't really like the mackerel one that much.
I always just get like chicken.
I usually get it's the purple pouch one. I think it's tuna. And they like that one.
I don't usually get the fish ones because I don't like the smell. So
they all smell awful anyways.
I mean, they smell terrible, but the fish ones are much worse.
They are. The mackerel one is like peak fishiness, I noticed.
No wonder they don't like it.
They licked up the broth but didn't eat any of the fish.
Fools. So, hey.
Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Jen. We watched
Welcome to Cardboard Empire.
Where we watched a movie tonight.
A great start to May.
And I don't know how I feel. Bewildered.
We watched Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, we did.
I'm sure you guys, or I don't know, at least some of you have seen. And it's a movie.
It is a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here are my notes this week.
Oh, you drew lots of pretty pictures in pink.
Yeah, because I needed some reprieve. So I doodled instead of taking... I don't think I'm going to forget anything, so I didn't really think I needed to take notes.
I doodled last week. And then just wrote this week's notes around the doodles. Because I'm not wasting paper.
Should we get a synopsis here?
Yeah, I actually have one pulled up.
Perfect. Go for it. Tell us what is Requiem for a Dream about?
Requiem for a Dream, according to Google, is an imaginatively evoking... Okay, I gotta start over because my sentence lead-in did not work with what they have. All right, here we go. Quotes. Imaginatively evoking the inner landscape of human beings longing to connect, to love, and feel loved. The film is a parable of happiness gloriously found and tragically lost. Requiem for a Dream tells parallel stories that are linked by the relationship between the lonely, widowed Sarah Goldfarb and her sweet but aimless son Harry.
That's the description? That's the vaguest description of all time. So this movie is about a woman and also her son at the same time finding happiness and losing it.
Longing for happiness and love.
And I feel like they had it for about 6 seconds.
Yes, in the summer.
Summer's where it's at.
It really is. I'm kind of sad we don't really get a summer this year.
I know. They've closed all the beaches. Did you hear about that?
I did.
All the beaches are closed through the summer. Good thing we moved to a lake with a beach.
I can't picture you swimming. No offense.
I'm a great swimmer. I was a lifeguard.
I don't think I've ever seen you in a swimsuit.
You haven't, probably.
No.
It's not as pretty of a picture as it used to be.
Plus your flesh, I can't imagine it doing well in the sun for too long.
I used to get really tan. Now I get, sunburnt for 5 seconds, and then I'm white again.
I tan nicely.
Yeah, we know.
But I'm losing that tan. Not being outdoors anymore.
I know, because you get, 1 walk a week now.
A day. 1 walk a day.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I've been drinking.
5 walks a week.
I've been drinking.
Speaking of drinking, what about drug addiction?
Okay, that should have been the Google description. Nothing else needed. Just a parallel tale of drug addiction. Period.
Yeah. 4 different stories on how drug addiction goes bad.
I don't know that it ever really goes well, so...
There's the 1 in a million case where they get better.
I guess. What about it? What do you want to know, Jen? I am an expert, so...
I guess I didn't really have a lot of comments on, the plot. That pretty much speaks for itself. Mine was more the smaller details on how the music really plays along well with the story.
The music.
I think they really only had 2 different scores that they switched between.
Seemed like it.
Yeah, but they really get you feeling feelings.
Yeah, that song that they play at the beginning, I think they play 7 times throughout the movie.
Yeah, I told you while we were watching it that I had that song on my first iPod, and I think I literally just named it Requiem for a Dream song.
That might be what it's called, because I looked up Kronos Quartet on Spotify, which, by the way...
that was their most popular song?
No, but they made all of the music for this movie. There's a full album, and it's them and Clint Mansell. And that song, I believe, is probably Summer Overture, which is their 4th most popular song on Spotify.
I can see that, yeah.
Is this it? Okay, well, that's not even the good part, but that is the song, and it is called Summer Overture.
Yeah.
Thank you. They call that...
You're so welcome.
They call that the Cardboard Empire remix.
Yeah, if you can't tell, I went to music school.
Yep. That's actually a true fact about Jen. She did go to music school.
This is kind of a music school. And then in addition to the music, I also really enjoyed the cutscenes. Most of them were when they did drugs, but then there were also the ones when Ellen Burstyn's character, Mom, I never caught her name, if they ever said it.
Sarah Goldblum.
Sarah Goldfarb.
Goldfarm.
Sarah Goldfarb.
Farb. Yeah.
Yes, her when she first starts the pills and she's eating her sad breakfast of a boiled egg and half a grapefruit, and how the food just like disappears.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And they did like the like crunchy wrapper eating sound.
Yes.
And then
yes.
The grapefruit was
all
empty.
Those cool cutscenes. Yeah.
Or like when
the slurping of the coffee.
Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly were, whatever it was they were doing, caressing each other's bodies, and it was that
noodling
weird,
on the couch.
Yeah, yes. It was that weird like side by side.
Yes.
Filming. I'm not really sure. It was like 2 separate scenes, but they were the same scene and they were shifted, so it was weird. I don't know how to explain that.
In my head, I was just kind of thinking the overall cinematography of the movie was excellent.
Excellent.
And very cool.
Agree. Very, very good.
Yeah. Not sure if that all goes under cinematography, but I don't know. We'll just assume it does.
What else?
The way the movie's shot, I don't know. I don't know if maybe that was an editing.
I guess.
Does editing go into cinematography?
Maybe.
I don't know.
The way
the movie looks is really cool.
Yeah. The way it's shot and edited is some top-notch work.
Yes. Congrats, Darren Aronofsky.
And crew.
Yes.
I have a couple notes. I started to take notes, and then when it started to get really deep, I was like, I can't even write down my feelings about this, because it is a spiral. My first 2 notes were about timing. I couldn't really tell if it was supposed to take place in 2000, when the film came out, or like the late 90s, but and I said this to you when we were watching it, but it did feel like we were watching The Sims Urban Living in a movie.
Could you do heroin in The Sims Urban Living?
Basically. Yeah. You could, and the styles were the same, the clothes were the same, the like
dirty grittiness of the city.
Yeah, well, kinda. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could woohoo in an elevator in that game like they did. Like those
with a fisheye lens.
So, that was a point that I felt it was really necessary to make.
It feels like Sims Urban Living for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, just the beginning. And if you haven't played that game, you should play it. And if EA and The Sims specifically want to sponsor us, please do.
I would take that sponsor, thank you.
Yeah. Jen, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a French martini.
Yum.
Yum, David. This drink was introduced to me by my mother-in-law. It is so delicious and so easy to make. It's 2 parts pineapple juice, 1 part vodka, and a splash of Chambord or any raspberry liqueur. And you just shake it in a shaker, pour it in your martini glass, feel real fancy when you're telling people you're drinking French martinis when basically it's just vodka and pineapple juice. They go down real good.
I'm going to start
on number 4.
Calling drinks that I drink like that. It's a French martini.
Even if it really is a French martini, though, if you Google it.
Even if I'm drinking it out of like a wine glass.
I've drinking French martinis out of just like regular drinking cups.
Is drinking a word? I've drinking.
Drink.
Drink.
I don't know. I only have a BA in English. Taylor's been telling me if we do move to Germany that I could get a job as an English tutor. It's like, dude, I have like a 3rd grader's grasp on English. I couldn't tell you what a preposition is. I couldn't tell you why we make our sentences the way we do.
But a full 4-year degree, though.
That just tells you what good of a school the University of Minnesota Twin Cities campus is. I know it's like a world-renowned research center.
You didn't do
research, it's really easy to get a 4-year liberal arts degree there.
It is. That's true. Especially if it's not science-based or business.
Yeah, because they literally don't give 2 shits about anything else. I remember, so I don't remember what the building was called where all of the English classes were, but the 2nd floor of it was for some kind of science-based degree. They literally redid the 2nd floor of that building, and everything else was left like the way it was in the early 1900s. No air conditioning, no nothing. Literally like the heaters falling off of the wall. Well, the 2nd floor was looked like a Google campus.
Amazing. Do you remember where it was? I can maybe think of the name of it.
It was on, I don't remember the street name.
Do you remember any buildings it was by? Was it by like SPSS or the bridge?
It was near a statue, and it was near STSS because you could cross Washington near there, and then like to the right was STSS.
Was it in the mall?
It wasn't in the main mall. It was like behind the mall, like one street over. Let me see if I can Google a U of M map.
I think I know like what section of buildings you're talking about, but I think there are like 2 or 3 buildings in that spot.
Yeah, I think it started with an L, but I could be wrong. I'm waiting for a map to load right now. I know you guys are very curious to know about this too.
Well, but I gotta know. You gotta scratch my itch.
Come on, why are you making this so difficult, you them?
Just look on Gmaps.
It's too late for that. Oh my god, I got a cat up here now.
Which one? Hi, Zappa.
This map doesn't even list the buildings. Because I know the English building has changed since I've been there. I think it's like Pillsbury now.
So the mall has Vincent Hall, John Tate, Walter Library, Smith Hall, Kolthoff Hall, and then that next road over towards the river is Bruinings, Appleby, Fraser, and then there's Wooling, Scott, Elliott, Nicholson, Eddy.
Nicholson. Nor maybe Lind.
Is there a Lind?
It's Lind Hall. Yeah, there is a Lind Hall.
There is a Lind Hall.
Mm-hmm.
It is on the other side of the mall, the opposite side of the mall of the river, and it's on the other side of Vincent Hall. It is now the Institute for Mathematics.
Yeah.
And its application.
Yeah. Math took over the whole thing.
And there's a Starbucks inside of it.
Yeah, on the 2nd floor.
Yeah, it's by the Mechanical Engineering Building and Keller Hall, which Keller Hall is the Computer Science Building.
Yeah, so it was a weird building in the first place for a liberal arts to be in.
Yeah. Well, so there's some University of Minnesota trivia for you folks.
Yeah. I did enjoy my time there.
Me too, for sure. Wouldn't trade it for $1 million. Maybe 2, but not 1.
I'd maybe take...
Jen, if I wouldn't have went to the U, we wouldn't have met.
That's true. You would have been in some bumfuck town in Iowa still.
Or North Carolina probably is more realistic, so. I'm not going to elaborate on that. Back on track.
Yeah, so we did some of my notes about the cutscenes and the music. And I know I think you mentioned earlier that the timing was hard to follow.
A little bit, but then once they did actually focus on the seasons, I mean, it was still a little hard to follow, because when they were talking about last summer, did they mean the summer that just happened? Because we were in fall.
I think so. I think it was, because I think where we ended, it was either like at the end of the year or the very beginning of the year, because when they were going to go meet up with those guys from Florida to get the drugs, they were talking about how that big dealer wanted to make sure everybody had their fix before Christmas.
Okay. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So they were at the very end of the year. So I guess if you were talking about last summer, that would be what you just had.
Ago. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 months ago.
A few, 6.
Yeah. It's all
We're living in a state where time's an illusion anyway, so.
That really is. I was watching a YouTube video right before we started talking, and the way he started that video, it was so funny because earlier today I was talking with Taylor. He's like, it's Friday, it's the weekend. And I'm like, that really doesn't matter to me right now. I literally go to work for an hour at most a day. So every day's kind of a weekend for me. And that's how Julian started his YouTube video. If any of you guys watch Jenna Marbles and Julian videos, he just put out one where he makes pretzel bites. And he was starting out by, not sure what day I'm filming this on. Let's say the weekend. Happy weekend. But does that really even matter? I was like, oh my God, how kismet.
Yeah, I'm still working, so, and I don't tend to, like, keep my work for the weekends, like, so it actually feels like a weekend to me because I put my work laptop away and don't touch it.
I was telling Taylor, because he's also the only other human I talk to right now, but I was telling him how I had to go to work tonight.
This is work?
Yeah.
Bringing in that 3 cents a week.
I mean, it's, yeah, sure, we're at like a nickel now. But if any, I put in 3 to 4 hours editing this every Sunday.
It's true. You do. You put more time in than I do. I give the movie and I give the recording. I give it a listen and tell Jen if anything needs to be changed, which so far nothing has. And
exactly, yeah. And then if, God forbid, the movie we're watching isn't on any streaming service, then I have to go and download it, which takes hours.
Yeah.
And then I email it to Brooke. Or maybe we should just like get a Dropbox for that. That would go faster.
Would it?
Because it takes like half an hour to an hour to upload those videos just to the email to send to you.
Okay. So we could maybe do that.
Yeah, and that'd be an easy way for guests too to get them if they needed to. I don't know. We don't need to talk shop right now, guys.
But if that's something you'd like, let us know somewhere, somehow. Not sure. Yeah,
if this decision we're debilitating over affects you in any way,
find a way to tell us.
Yeah, we can read your comments. Oh, did you also, I don't know if you check our business email often, but we're on iHeartRadio podcasts now.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I don't check it. I would say regularly.
Yeah, I get the notifications for emails on my phone. We get like maybe one a week. And it's usually pointless.
Yeah.
But we did get that one. We're now on iHeartRadio podcast, which means we're on all the major ones right now.
Jen, that's amazing.
It really is. I'm doing such a good job.
You're killing it.
Yeah. Anyways, should we go back to the movie, or are we done with that?
I don't know. Here's what I'll say. Here's closing. Let's give our closing thoughts, maybe.
Okay.
It's a very intense movie. It hits things that you don't think about when you think about drug addiction in a way that's very powerful and meaningful. And I think that if you're able to watch it without being triggered, you should, because it lends some good messages to the world. Also, all of the acting is phenomenal as well. We didn't touch on that when we touched on the cinematography, but man, is the acting excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone should watch this movie. I was telling Brooke during that this gets a full 5 stars out of 5 for me on essentialness. And if you're not watching it for the wonderful acting and cinematography, which you should, then you should just watch it as like an anti-drug campaign. Because I told her during this, I was like, because we both watched this movie way too young, probably. I think you said you were 12 and I was probably somewhere around 14.
Yeah.
And this movie did way more for me in terms of anti-drugness than any anti-drug campaign in school.
Yes, for sure. I think I'm actually also going to rate this a 5 out of 5 on essentialness. Simply because the quality of the movie is good enough and the messaging of the movie is good enough that if you can get yourself to watch it, you absolutely need to.
Yeah, and it is only like an hour and a half long.
That's true.
It feels like a decade while you're watching it. You're like, Jesus fucking Christ. How much more shit can these guys go through?
And then it's like, oh, but more, though. Oh, we've briefly lost Jen.
It's okay. I muted myself while I coughed.
That was considerate of you.
I know, because now I don't have to edit it out.
Consider it to yourself.
Always try and find ways to make my work easier.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably also why you guys have noticed I don't really cut things out anymore. I've really tried hard with that first episode. I was all gung-ho to be professional.
I think we were both trying a little hard.
We were trying too hard, and now I think we're better.
Mara did tease me a little bit after our first episode, and she said that I sounded very weird. Because it felt like I was
you put
talking.
On your customer service voice?
I guess I must have, yeah.
Yeah, or you're I gotta give a presentation in class today voice.
Yeah, which is hilarious because I haven't used either of those voices in like at least a year and a half, 2 years.
Mine still has to come out every now and then. I am still in a customer service business, even though I rarely see my customers.
Yeah. I have some distributor partners that I speak with, but I don't use a customer service voice with them. We're past that now.
I guess it really depends on my customer. If it's one of the very rich and fancy Boulder people, who live in their multi-million-dollar homes, I'll put on my customer service voice, but we also have a fair amount of college students who use us, and those ones I get to be more casual with, and that's nice.
I feel like the super rich fancy people should not deserve your customer service voice.
I know, but unfortunately, that's not how business works. Because the super rich fancy Boulder people are also the ones who are more likely to complain. The college students don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they just want you to do the thing and that's it.
Yeah.
They get it.
They do. We're all just doing our jobs here. They may have more money than me because they can afford our services. But
we're all just doing our best.
A lot cooler. We are.
What'd you get up to this week, Jen?
Oh, God. You always ask me that question, and I can never remember.
It's hard, too, because we also, talk all week.
I know, but even then, it's I really don't do much anymore.
Not that I even did
much before. That was 2 weeks ago.
No,
we already talked about that, didn't we?
We talked about how you were going to order them, but they hadn't come yet last week.
Oh, God. Yeah, so that was this week. I think they got delivered on Sunday.
I think you're right.
And or maybe Saturday.
And we recorded Friday.
Weekend. God. Yeah. So my Connects finally got delivered, and I built one of the amusement rides.
It was very good, just for the listeners to know. It was some top-notch Connects
it really
building.
Was.
I was super impressed.
I also forgot how much Connects hurt your fingers.
Oh, did you get some blisters? Some slivers?
Not blisters, but you have to snap them together. They're not like Legos where you just push them together. These literally snap and stuff. And so some of them really hurt you.
Are Connects plastic or wood?
They're plastic. They do that. Well, they got bought by the company that makes Lincoln Logs
that's
a long time ago.
Thinking of, because I said slivers, but you probably aren't getting plastic slivers, so
that would be really awful.
Yeah.
God, I do love Lincoln Logs, though. I had those as a kid, too, and those are so much fun.
They are. I wasn't... Well, that's not true. When I was really little, I was a Legos kid. But when I was, 8, 9, 10, I really wanted Lincoln Logs, but nobody would get them for me.
I was kind of opposite of you. They really are great. I had them when I was a little kid, and then I don't know what happened to them. And then I was Legos for a long time. I do hope my dad still has those somewhere. I'm sure he does. He doesn't throw anything away. And then I moved on to Connects because, I don't know, maybe when I was like between the ages of 10 and 12, I feel like that's when Connects really boomed and they made their like roller coasters and stuff.
Sure.
And yeah. And I got the really big roller coaster for Christmas one year. And that was one of my best Christmases.
I wish you would have bought the big roller coaster now as an adult.
I know, but it was $400 and I really couldn't justify it like at all. I was barely able to talk myself into this amusement park set.
It's beautiful. I can't wait to see what else you build.
I'll send you Snapchats tomorrow.
I think it was the swings that you finished.
I did the swings. And I think I'm going to do the Ferris wheel next.
Okay. Do Frank and Zappa like your Connects?
They really don't give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah, completely uninterested. I also finished Mad Men this week. Well, actually, literally today. Like an hour and a half before we started this.
Is that show still airing?
No. I think the show, I think it started when I was in high school, maybe? It's pretty old. Yeah, it started in 2007 and then ended in 2015.
Okay. So,
and I started watching it in like probably 2012, honestly, when I was a parking attendant at the U of M. Bringing it back.
Hey. So we tried to watch Mad Men.
I know.
It didn't go well.
You couldn't get behind the realness.
It couldn't have gone worse, potentially. We didn't even make it through the first episode. I think there's a chance I could maybe power through it if I really, really didn't have anything else to watch. But I just don't think that I want to watch it.
That's what I wanted. I wanted, because you were telling me this over Snapchat and I couldn't talk as much as I wanted to. But if you heard the story of how I got into the show, you would maybe understand more.
Okay.
Because when I was a parking attendant, there was like literally one booth on campus that didn't have Wi-Fi. So I would have to download things to watch while I was there because I'd have like 4 to 8 hour shifts. And I'm not just going to sit there and do fucking homework the whole time. Do you know me?
No.
So one day I'd heard things about Mad Men and I really love the 60s and 70s. So I was like, all right, let's give this a shot. So I downloaded like the first season and I had no Wi-Fi. So this was like literally my only thing to watch. So I think that's how I got into it. Because like I said before, I can understand how people think it's slow. And like you, the misogyny and all of the bad things that were in the 60s are very apparent in the show. But because I literally didn't have anything else to watch, I just stuck with it. And I do like it. There's a lot of bad stuff, but there's a lot of good stuff too. It's cool. It's interesting. I like the fashion. I like the music.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's why I got into it, because I literally didn't have a choice unless I wanted to do homework.
Which, nobody's doing that.
No.
That's a different, I understand more now.
Yeah. And then Taylor hates this fact about me, but when I start binge watching a show, I can't skip it and I have to finish it unless it's like absolutely 100% terrible.
Yeah. I realize I'm doing a lot of nodding and that isn't helpful for a podcast. So I agree with that.
Any of the pauses is her nodding.
Yeah. I actually agree with that to a degree. If I start a movie, if I start a show and make it past like the first few episodes, I also have to finish it. Because you're like, well, I'm not necessarily enjoying this that much, but I'm invested now. I've invested enough time to like need to know where this storyline is going.
Yeah. And I was really happy with Mad Men. I think like I was telling you, yeah, it starts out bad. But there are a lot of good comebacks. There's a lot of fucking character growth in that show. And I think it ends really well. I mean, I cried during the last episode. I think it was good.
Wow. And that's saying something.
Yeah. Yeah. All of the characters are sad and unhappy. But They have a lot of character growth, and there's a lot of good things that happen to them. Even if the good things are the bad things that happen to the men, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah. He deserves that.
Is the whole show heavily focused on the cigarette marketing?
No, God, no.
Does that go away?
It does. I could spoil something for you because you probably won't watch it, but there is a time when I think the cigarette company fires them. So then Don, he buys this one-page ad in the New York Times and writes this letter stating, "We are done with cigarettes," and they team up with the American Cancer Society.
Okay, well that's nice. That was another
but there
big
is a
issue.
lot of smoking in that show.
Everybody
in the 60s smoked a lot.
Yeah, which is true and historically accurate for sure. But
There's a fun behind-the-scenes tip where John Hamm, who plays Don Draper, he was like a real-life smoker. So he was actually smoking during the first season. And then he realized just how much he was smoking, and he quit.
He quit smoking entirely?
I can't do this. Yeah, he's like, I can't do this anymore.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get behind that.
Like I said, yeah, I think they portrayed the 60s pretty accurately.
Sure.
For all of its good and bad things.
One thing I told Jen earlier when Mara and I tried to watch the first episode was that all of the things she mentioned, but I understand that it is accurately portraying the 60s and how things were and how unhappy people were. But I don't know that I'm looking for that in a show right now.
Which is completely understandable. That's why we also offer up Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, which was an excellent binge watch during my life right now.
And I've got 3.5 episodes left of the final season, so I'll finish it tonight, and I'm very sad.
Did you watch... So we watched the final season on Hulu, and they had specials, like 3 to 4 minute segments after each episode, and then they had like an hour-long the making of Schitt's Creek kind of documentary after the show was over. Did you watch those?
No, I've been avoiding anything relating to season 6 because I don't want spoilers, but I think I've been seeing them pop up on YouTube.
Oh, you haven't seen season 6 yet?
No, that's what I'm watching right now because I don't have the Hulu Live TV like you do.
Okay.
So there's literally nowhere for me to watch it since we also don't have cable anymore.
Okay.
So I had to download the whole season. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'll go and watch everything on YouTube that I can find about it. And hopefully that hour-long special, or maybe that's included in my thing. I don't know.
Maybe. It was very good. And it was everything I wanted to know. They touched on all of the things I was like, oh, this show's over and I'm super sad, but here's the things that I want to know about, like Dan Levy and Eugene and his sister and all of these people who made this show what it is.
Yeah, that's totally the kind of person I am. As a kid, my mom would make fun of me because whenever I'd buy DVDs, I'd have to make sure it was like the special edition that came with all of the bonus stuff because I wanted to see the behind the scenes. I wanted to listen to the commentary.
Yes. And also in the little shorts that are after the episodes, they're like drinking. They're super drunk and they're just like talking about...
Is that like where they're sitting at a table and they're just talking about it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I've watched those for the other seasons. And I love them.
I didn't know they had them for the other seasons.
Yeah, they have... Schitt's Creek has a whole YouTube page. And they have all that stuff on there.
All right, well.
There's a treat for you this weekend.
Yeah. I think that I have become obsessed with Dan Levy.
Oh my god, me too. When I first started the show, I didn't know he was gay. I was like, oh my god.
He's bisexual.
Is he? I heard he was gay.
He is bisexual. Oh,
I thought he said he was gay.
Know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And on the show, he's pansexual. On the show, he's pansexual.
Sure.
Because he talks about how he dated a like red who then turned into a white, or a white that turned into a red. That whole wine scene.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're talking real life.
Yeah, in real life, he's gay.
Okay.
And I was sad because whenever I watch something and I fall in love with the actor, I do that thing where you kind of imagine yourselves meeting by chance one day in a cute meet cute.
Oh, absolutely. So where I work has like this beautiful 5th floor balcony that overlooks the river, and I always in my head am like, well, one day, what if this show films there for something? You know?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I think that. I'll like be walking down Pearl Street in Boulder one day and just run into him. Like, oh, Dan Levy, hi, I'm Jen.
Hair flip. Tit squeeze, hello.
Sorry.
Here's my cleavage. Hi. But it wouldn't work, so it's a bummer for you.
No, it is. Oh well, I can still be in love with him.
But he could be my best friend.
I think we would all be great best friends, considering
he could join
I'm
our
dated.
Podcast. You are dated. Okay. Another thing, I don't even know. Oh, I do know her name. Emily Hampshire, I think.
Yes, Stevie.
It's Stevie's actress's name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything really about her life. I know that she was married to a man and got divorced, and that's the end of my knowledge.
I think it was, I may be thinking of somebody else. I'll have to Google. But Emily Hampshire's ex-boyfriend, or ex-husband, is with somebody else that I know of.
Okay.
She was married to Matthew Smith.
I don't know who he is, really.
He is Sherlock? No, he's Doctor Who.
Well, there have been 13 Doctor Who's,
come at me.
So.
He was in 2005. I never got into Doctor Who.
Me either. That couldn't mean less to me. All I know is this year's a female Doctor Who, and I love it. That's the extent of my knowledge.
But I must have been thinking of somebody else then.
Okay.
Maybe it's Emily Hampshire's current girlfriend.
Excuse me?
Is she with a girl right now?
Is she? I tried to look it up.
So bad on my stuff right now.
I promise you. So when I saw her in those shorts in the last season, I was like looking at her outfit and like looking the way she talked, and I was like, is she gay? Because that would make my dreams.
She was with Teddy Geiger.
Who is that?
They were a musician in the mid 2000s, and I had a big crush on them.
I'll Google it.
And now they're a trans woman, and they were engaged, but they broke up in June of 2019. And Hampshire identifies as a pansexual now.
She does?
I had a poster of Teddy Geiger on my wall when I was in high school.
I might, as an adult, get a poster of Emily Hampshire for my wall. Not only am I Stevie, but I'm obsessed. When you first started watching the show, did I tell you that you were Stevie? Yeah, you did. And when you first started watching it, you told me that I was Stevie. And I was like, who's Stevie?
I just wanted to make it clear.
Yeah.
That I called it long before you even started watching the show.
You did, yeah. And I also was pretty sure she was gay in the show, and then she wasn't.
Yeah.
But she could have been, very easily. They could have flipped that switch and nobody would have questioned it.
No, not one bit. But I don't feel like they had to.
No, that's true.
Have you watched all of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know where I'm heading.
I do. I'm sending love your way.
3.5 episodes. Is it sad? Is it happy sad or sad sad?
Happy sad.
Does Ted come back at all?
Do you want spoilers? Yeah, I don't.
No, I don't. I don't want. And now I've kind of spoiled it for everyone that hasn't watched season 6.
I tried really hard to maintain a stoic everything right there, so I gave nothing away.
You didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I'll know. I'll text you in like 2 hours and let you know. Because that's what I'm gonna do immediately after this, is finish it.
Please do.
And then be really sad because I have nothing else to watch. Speaking of which, if you guys have any suggestions of things for me to watch, I guess just text us, because I assume you all know us.
Or leave them in the comments of our Instagram. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'm going to do... I gotta post that tonight. God damn it, I keep forgetting that.
You can also email us now. We have an email. And it is...
Good luck.
Please hold.
It's Cardboard Empire, but the first E in Empire is a 3 at gmail.com. It's also on, you can check our YouTube page. The email address is there. I
didn't know we had a YouTube page.
Yeah, all of our podcasts get uploaded to YouTube as well.
I'm a bad partner.
It's okay. I figured this out for us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, our email
We're
address
on literally everything I can get us on.
Perfect. Yeah. Cardboard.
But there's a lot of bullshit fucking stuff where you have to have a fucking Facebook page to connect to shit. I'm like, oh my god.
I'd have to make
I
that
deleted
for
Facebook
us,
to
probably.
better my life, and now it's ruining my life. Or Callie can.
Yeah, I hate Facebook.
Me too. It's okay, I'll cut that out because that has no context.
I tried to mute myself, but I don't like my mic muted. Sorry about that.
Mine's got this great button.
Yeah, mine does too.
Right there.
In the back.
Okay, but yours is less convenient. I just literally have to tap. There.
Are you looking at my video?
Yeah, I'm watching you.
Now I'm not muted. That's how easy it is.
Yeah, yours is... It seems really complicated. You gotta reach up.
It's literally right. It's like the only button back there.
Yeah, I just gotta go like that.
I think this episode should be called Schitt's Creek and not Requiem for a Dream. Another Schitt's Creek update.
Okay.
If you watch the show, David wears this sweatshirt that just is black, and in white regular letters it says nonchalance across the chest.
I think I watched that episode yesterday.
That sweatshirt, like, epitomizes me. Like, I don't know if it could be more me. And Mara ordered it for me, but they sent the wrong one. They sent the Rose Apothecary one. And she emailed them, and they're going to send the nonchalance one, and I get to keep the Rose Apothecary one.
You should just send it to me.
But I kind of want to keep it.
Birthday.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've been thinking about getting it in white. That might work better with my cats.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's already coated in cat hair that will never come out.
Yeah. I see so many... you guys have no idea how badly I want a pair of black jeans. When I worked at Target, I did buy a pair of black jeans because of discount and whatnot. I think I wore them like once. It just doesn't work when you have two fat ginger cats.
Yeah.
It's like,
I get it.
Really one of the worst things in my life. You guys have also, no idea.
You wouldn't trade them for the world.
I wouldn't. I love them. So I love them given up the black jeans. They're the best boys. I messaged Taylor for a drink like 10 minutes ago and he hasn't responded. He said he would. Oh my god, it was like 20 minutes ago.
I'm almost done with my second beer in like 2 hours, and my first beer was very big. So I'm feeling pretty...
This is my fourth martini in like 3 hours.
Well, you're probably feeling much more buzzed than me then. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
I sure am. I'm ready to dance.
I just choked on my drink. Sorry about that, friends.
Do you miss being drunk with me in person?
Most of the time. Yeah.
We had good times. I did like a deep dive on my photos this week because Callie was asking for some photos of like us and Nick because she's making a gallery wall or whatever. So I went back through all my photos, and the photos on my phone go back to like 2015.
Ooh.
And oh my god, I found maybe even probably even earlier than that. Probably like 2012 or 2013, honestly.
Well, we met in 2014.
Yeah, because I have pictures pre-you, so they'd be 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it was so wonderful. And once a year, I think I stumble upon the set of photos and videos I have of us there's one night, I don't know if you remember, I think it was maybe after we've gotten off work at Target, or it was maybe just a day we were drinking. Hard to differentiate. But it was just me and you drinking. Nobody else was there. And we downloaded all of those dumb drinking games on my phone. and somehow I ended up doing the cinnamon challenge, and I ended up doing your makeup.
Oh, boy, do I remember. I didn't know there was photo evidence of this. But I do remember
photo and video.
One of the dares was for you to take my phone and message whoever you wanted, whatever you wanted. And if I didn't want you to do it, I had to take a shot. And I think more often than not, I chose shot. Because most of the people you wanted to message were people from high school that I did not want to make contact with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got real drunk that night. Did you go home? Do you remember?
I don't think so. There have been a couple nights that I've been thinking about recently where I made a really dumb choice and walked home alone, very intoxicated at like 4 a.m. from your house.
Yeah, because you lived like 10 blocks at most away from me, I think. We weren't too far apart.
The first year we met, I lived only like around 2 corners away from you. But it was under a scary bridge. And the second year...
I remember that bridge.
Yeah. And the second year I lived like 8 or 9 blocks down the road.
Yeah, that's what I remember most, is that place.
Yeah, but
that's the only place I went to.
I think so. I didn't invite people to the other one very often.
No, I never went there.
You did the first time we smoked together. Picklegate.
That was there. That. Oh, yeah, that was.
Mm-hmm. And
okay, yeah. Those were 2 different places.
And when we were spending a lot of time with Greg and Brittany, those were at that apartment. Sometimes, too. A couple times.
Oh, yes, Greg. Yeah, I found that picture of you, too, on that one New Year's.
At Brophy's.
Yeah, where I had an awful time.
Yeah. That was
That was a really fun party. Oh my god, we gotta end this soon.
It is a long episode.
No offense.
Yeah, I gotta go. I got stuff to do.
I mean, I don't have anything to do, and I'm really enjoying our conversation.
It's quarantine.
What
I don't have
to do
either.
Exactly. I was like, it's 9:00 on a Friday. What do you have to do tonight? We can still just chat, and I can edit this out.
I have video game plans, but they do not have a set time, so there is no rush.
It is kind of weird that I did just notice that it's 8:00, and I'm not hungry.
Have you eaten?
I had a piece of pizza around 3.
So this is probably a result of the 4 martinis?
It's like this big. It wasn't a very big piece of pizza.
That's like
either.
The size of a piece of chip. You had a piece of chip for supper.
It was we have this pizza place here called Blackjack Pizza, and they do Detroit style. So, it's like in a rectangle, and they cut it in rectangles, and it's like a real thick pan crust, and it's like the best thing I've ever tasted in my entire life. We got that this week. We haven't even really talked about what we've done this week, honestly. This may just be a really long podcast.
Yeah, we got real distracted.
I think the people will like it, though.
I don't know how we got there, but all we know is that you finished Mad Men and you're almost done with Schitt's Creek. That's it.
All right.
7 days, that's it.
I mean, honestly, that's like really all I did. Aside from ordering that pizza.
I mean, the pizza sounds really good.
It is. When you're finally able to come visit me, which I do hope you do, because, we do have a guest bedroom with a queen bed that's free.
That you tell me every time this comes up.
And honestly, I'd be willing to send you like the $100 it is for gas for you to drive out here. No biggie. And once the stay-at-homes are lifted, you can always work from my home for your work from home. And anyways.
It sounds like you've been thinking about this a little bit.
Except I completely lost my train of thought, and I think I was just going to say we could order that pizza when you're here. They do a really good garden salad, too, and they have a really excellent Italian dressing, and their cheese bread is fantastic.
The whole point of this lecture was for you to tell me that the pizza's really good.
Yeah, and you could come try it if you wanted to drive the 13 hours here, because I'd be willing to share it with you.
13 hours to share a pizza with Jen.
Yeah, I'll pay for the gas. And the pizza.
I think at that point I'd probably just take the time off, probably, and like wait till Mara's done with school and just both of us would come.
That's a really great idea because, you know, 2 people fit really well in a king-size bed. And we are encouraged to recreate outside here so we can go for hikes. The farmer's market won't be open, though.
Yeah, I know. This is like going to be the weirdest thing I think that's ever come out of my mouth in the history of time. But I think the thing that I've been missing most is that the weather's getting nice and we can't go to a farmer's market.
Mine is that the weather's nice and I can't justify being outside, which is weird for me too.
Like at your pool?
At my pool or on a hike or just even like walking around fucking Pearl Street. And I fucking hate Pearl Street, but I really miss it right now.
It's because you can't have it.
Well, I think it's also just like seeing humans.
Oh, I don't mind that part.
I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I'm fairly introverted, but I am really missing humans right now. And it's really sad.
Yeah.
I miss crowded restaurants where you can't hear your own table talking.
Yuck.
I miss pushing through people on Pearl Street. I miss seeing, the trumpet player on Pearl Street. He was actually really good. I'm sure he still exists, but I haven't seen him in a while.
It's because you haven't been to Pearl Street.
I think it's honestly been like since September since I've been to Pearl Street.
Woof. That's like a year. It's like 10 months.
It has been, it hasn't been 10 months. 8?
It's May, so 9 months. Depending on when in September.
It was early September, the first week. Taylor's grandpa came out for the Nebraska versus CU Boulder football game. And that football game was on September 6th, and he stayed with us. And after the football game, we went out for a really good steak dinner. Yeah.
Yum-a-lum.
I know. I miss really fancy dinners.
I've been thinking about Chicago.
Fucking bougie. Oh my god, no joke, I honestly think about that steak at least once a week.
I think about that whole experience probably once a week. From the steak, to the free chocolate lava cake, to the limo ride home, to the waitress, to the port that Hannah ordered, the whole thing.
It was a really good night. I don't like port, though. I didn't get port.
It wasn't good, but I could see how drinking a glass of it would make you think it's good.
After a $200 steak dinner? $200 per person, mind you.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I didn't have to pay for anything.
Well, I don't doubt that. Making the choice to not buy the $200 steak and buying the one step cheaper than that, it was still the best steak
in life.
No, it's not.
Because that's what I often think about. It's like, I'm really glad I went for the next level, because if I did it, I know I'd regret that.
Which is fair, but it was still the best steak I've ever had.
You gotta come out to eat with me more often, hun.
Hun? Did you just call me hun?
I sure did. I'll treat you right.
What a proposition. You know what I really love? Being called hun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bet you do. Hun. Honey bunny bear.
Ugh. No, thank you.
Sorry for that, guys. Just playing with the new microphone.
Is that what that was?
That was what that was.
I think you'll be excited to know that Mara and I bought a game.
Ooh, a game?
Mm-hmm. And it's like a bunch of ping pong balls, and then like different games involving the ping pong balls. So like shooting hoops, or like I don't really know, but it looked really fun at the time when we bought it, and I'm excited to play it.
You guys should bring that along when you come out to visit next year.
That's a good idea. Eventually.
Or maybe this summer. I heard things might get better for the summer before they hit the fan again in the fall. We'll be here. I really want to get, I'm sure you've seen Beeropoly.
No.
It's like a wooden board, like a board game, obviously like Monopoly, but it's called Beeropoly, and I don't know, each of the spaces is like some kind of drinking game task. And I really want that.
That is like the ultimate Gen game.
I know, but you need friends to play it with.
You know, I've offered for you to play games with us online, and you said no, basically. So
I didn't say no. I just forgot to ask you how much space Steam takes up on your computer, because right now Origin and The Sims is kind of dominating my hard drive.
I'll look right now.
Because when I was downloading season 6 of Schitt's Creek, I kept getting the fucking message of your file disk saver, whatever nonsense that pops up on Max is almost full. So I had to delete a whole bunch of shit and move a whole bunch of shit to my cloud storage. Oh, and you guys don't even know it was such an ordeal this week.
I'm probably gonna have to Google it.
If Origin alone isn't too bad, and then if the Catan game isn't too bad, I should be fine, because I've moved a lot of stuff to my cloud server, and I've been lazy, but I know I need to move things to my external hard drive. I just haven't wanted to dig it out, but I know that would free up a lot of space too.
Yeah.
Especially with all of these fucking podcasts now too.
You can probably delete them though, can't you?
Because I don't know what your screen looks like after we record, but I download our individual auto files, and then the post-production combines them. So I have each of our individual ones plus our combined ones saved, but I've been deleting our individual ones, and that's cleared up some space. So I just have our combined ones plus our edited ones. I'm apprehensive to delete anything just in case. I don't know. Maybe we get famous and I have to come back and reject some stuff.
Ooh. The dream.
The dream. Get paid to talk shit. I'm out of drink, so I can't
quench that thirst.
I can't. Oh, well. I kind of like doing this at a desk. Kind of excited for when my actual stool arrives.
Makes it feel more like professional and official.
It does. I don't get as sleepy, so I'm more engaged.
It's comfier.
Is it comfier?
Well, it's comfier, but not cozier. Not cozier.
It's more professional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I was David.
Me too. That's not true. I don't actually.
You're
wish
sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping everything works out with them acquiring the 30 additional motels.
You will find out. Have you seen? Have they gone there yet?
Where I left off, they found out about the termites, and Stevie brought up how they should buy the 30 other motels because of what he mentions in his book, and they just did the food testing for David's food. So kind of in that area. They haven't looked at the other 30 hotels, and I don't think Johnny has found any contacts yet to get money for investments.
You'll know.
They're right on the precipice. I'm in the middle of that episode.
Okay. You'll know when you get there what I'm referring to.
All right. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's excellent.
Anyways, where we're at, this is going to be like a 2-hour long episode.
So you're welcome.
Which is kind of funny because if you look, they just keep getting longer and longer each episode we go on.
They do.
Lucky you guys.
Yeah, it just means we're more comfortable. You should put timestamps in the description.
For like what?
So like from
this
here
is
to
when
here,
we talk about the movie?
we talk about the movie. From here to here, we told a weird story about getting intoxicated. From here to here, we talked about the movie for a little bit again. From here...
I suppose, like how I mentioned in the Instagram descriptions, if you want these helpful tips, or here's what we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
How I try to bring people in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's just more work for me to do, but yeah, I'll do it.
Or I can do it when I do my listen through and send it to you.
Yeah, we can both do it, like what we think is important to timestamp.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. On Sunday. Maybe I'll do it earlier on Sunday now so I don't have to send it to you Sunday night.
I'd appreciate that because I don't ever listen until Monday. When you do that.
Then it really doesn't matter when I send it. If you don't listen to them till Monday.
Well, when you send it after like 6 on Sunday, I'm not going to probably listen to it. But if you sent it by like noon, I'd listen to it.
Okay, well, you're not getting it by noon on Sunday. That's a pipe dream.
What about like 4?
That's a more reasonable goal. Because I don't do anything on Saturdays. Saturdays are my day.
I feel that.
Sunday's when I edit. And last weekend I was just not feeling like doing shit. And then it was like 3 o'clock and I was like, God damn it, I gotta fucking edit that.
That's the spirit.
And then I had to like stop for dinner because I got hungry. It's like, God damn it, I gotta fucking finish that.
I don't think you sent me that until like 10 o'clock last week. I was like in bed and I woke up in the morning and had an email from you.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. Because that was also when I was having problems with my storage space. So in between editing, I was having to like find shit on my computer to delete. I was like, God fucking damn it. I don't have the energy for this right now. But I know I have to get this up on Monday, even though I'm sure I can text Brooke and be like, hey, can we push this to Tuesday? And you wouldn't care.
No, I'd have been like,
yeah, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, literally. I don't know that anyone's going to even notice, so.
They might. We have fans. We average like 10 listeners an episode.
So like I'm one of those.
Yeah. Callie, Taylor, Chelsea. And then I honestly don't know who the other 6 are.
Mystery. Could be Mara's sister.
It's not my mom. It's not my mom because I know she said that she listened to like the first 20 minutes of episode 1 and she's like, yeah, I got the gist. And stopped.
Yeah, Mara's not listening to it either because she said that she can hear my side and that's enough for her.
But come on, Mara. I'm the comedic gold.
Yeah.
Taylor still listens. He listens to them when he walks to work.
Does he get a kick out of it?
He really hasn't talked to me about it at all.
That's a bad sign.
We'll call him out. Hey, Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
What do you think of our podcast?
I need to know.
Come on, dude. Your opinion means everything. You're literally the most important listener we have, baby.
Too much.
Sorry, I retract that. You're like one of the most important listeners we have. We're doing this for you. Like, literally, we know you have a long walk to work. So that's why we extended this. So you can listen on your way there and your way back. You're fucking welcome.
That was terrifying. Did a demon just leave your body?
Maybe.
Look what I did.
You have a Chromebook notebook?
Yeah, from when I worked at Best Buy.
Oh. Mine's...
I was the Google person, so I have Google stuff.
I remember that. Mine's from Target.
I have this one, and then to match, I have a Google Pen.
Wow, you're such a Google whore.
But then I also have the same notebook, just in my new company.
Mine's still a Target notebook, that I bought when I was still working at Target, and the first half of it is dedicated to when I was getting my certificates in Pro Tools. So it's a lot of notes from those 3 classes. It's kind of funny that I don't even have Pro Tools anymore because I'm a broke bitch.
Because you never used your Pro Tools skills to make money?
Yeah, that's actually really accurate. I used other skills that I learned when obtaining that degree, but honestly, none in Pro Tools to make money. Although, I don't know, maybe the Pro Tools skills carries over to GarageBand.
Please don't edit that out.
I won't. Trust me, I'm lazy. But they're all kind of audio editing programs are the same at their core.
Sure.
So still, kind of, those skills are working. I mean, we've made like 5 cents now, although that is less money than what I've dipped into this adventure.
Significantly.
But it's worth it because we're having fun.
F-U-N.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere, anytime at all. Down here in the deep blue sea.
That was the most beautiful thing you've ever done.
I wasn't sure if the last lyrics were right.
It was. That was all right. You nailed it.
Yeah? Was it? Mm-hmm. I never really watched SpongeBob as a kid.
You should watch it as an adult anyway. It's better.
I don't think so. I'm going to skip that. I'm good. I'm okay.
Okay.
I've been thinking about rewatching a show, but I honestly think somebody needs to talk me out of it because I don't really think it's good for my mental health. But I've been thinking about rewatching BoJack.
Don't do it.
It's so good, though.
Don't do it.
1 time's enough.
Don't do it.
I do really recommend it to people, though. It's really great.
Have you watched... There's a show on Hulu called Utopia Falls that I think you'd like.
No, I don't really watch things on Hulu.
It's a Hulu original, and it's teen drama, and you like that.
Have you watched the 3rd season of Future Man yet?
No.
Okay, well, you need to get the fuck on that, because I've already watched it twice.
I'm a bad TV watcher. I choose video games over TV, like, every time.
Okay, but it's so short. You could literally watch it in an afternoon.
Yeah, but I could also do a lot of...
skip all the goat stuff.
I don't want the goat stuff. You've turned me off. Goats are the worst.
It's only like 2 episodes that are goat heavy.
It's only like 10 episodes. That's 20%.
But it's so good. You know that's like our show.
I don't know that we've ever actually talked about it. We've talked about Schitt's Creek about 100% more than Future Man.
Just on the podcast, we've talked about Future Man a lot. It's been out for 3 years. 4 years. 3 years. I don't know. A while.
That's true. You're actually the only other person I know that watches it.
Exactly. There's not enough people watching this show, and more people need to watch it.
Very
I got
underrated.
Kevin to watch it when he was out here, and he loved it.
I bet he loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a good fucking show. On Hulu, Future Man. There's 3 seasons. They're all out right now. It's a quick watch, like 20-minute episodes.
Josh Hutcherson.
You won't be sorry.
Eliza Coupe. Nail it.
Yes. And it's made by Seth Rogen, so you know it's going to be funny.
What more do you want?
Smoke a bowl and watch that show. It's the best thing you'll ever do with your night.
I think the first season of that show is one of the best seasons of television I've ever watched.
The first season is literally the best. Second season, not the best. Third season, second best. But they're all still really good.
Yeah, they are.
It's the wildest comedy you've ever watched. You're never really sure of what's going on.
It's also a very original concept, which is rare right now.
It really, really is. Like I said, you're never sure what's going on because you've never seen it before. You're like, wait, what? What are they doing?
Predictable.
God, it's so good. I'm going to have to rewatch that at some point soon.
I think before I watch season 3, maybe I just rewatch the whole show.
That's what I did, because I knew it was coming out on my birthday, so I prepared. Watched the first 2 seasons the week before, so I was ready for when season 3 dropped on my birthday, April 3rd, just so you all know if you want to get me anything next year.
Or this year, because it's not too late.
It really isn't. My birthday was ruined by the coronavirus. Anyways, Brooke, I think we really should end this because now I've got over 2 hours of content to edit.
It's your worst nightmare.
I have to edit out so many pauses and mouth noises. Yeah, that's going to stay in. Sorry, guys.
I have one more thing to say.
All right, I'm all ears.
Be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.